Joint of order. Clever. Two drug dealers nicked in Parliament as hundreds of crimes recorded at the home of democracy. It's like, based. One thing to point out is your politicians, they do drugs. They do drugs, I assure you. Two drug dealers were nicked in Parliament as scores of crimes were recorded at the home of democracy. There's been a lot of crimes against humanity in that building too. The traffickers were held as some 202 crimes were committed on the Westminster estate in the 12 months to this March. Met officers also arrested 5 people for possession of unspecified drugs and a further 8 for possession of cannabis in the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Like, now, I've been there, right, and there is a lot of security in those places. It's not somewhere that I would go with, a wee score bag in my pocket. That's not something that I would do. Like, oh yeah, this is literally the seat of this nation's government. I'm going to go inside it with the bag of weed. Like, believe it or not, the seat of this nation's government, it's a secure place. They've got a lot of security there, a lot of guards, a lot of checkpoints. They've got the metal detectors, they've got sniffer dogs and everything. But I've got a feeling that those are the bomb dogs and not drug dogs. But yeah, there's a lot of security, and I'm not exactly a security expert myself, even though I worked in the sector for a number of years. Don't try to take drugs into a place that has a lot of security. I mean, I'm just saying, right? I just don't think that that's a good course of action. I have a feeling that you might get caught. You seem to have a higher chance of getting caught with it in places with very high security, and it turns out the place or the seat of this nation's government is a very secure place. Strange. This was despite Parliament being in COVID lockdown for long periods of the year. Doesn't matter, lockdown, rain, wind or shine. Everybody likes their ching. With MPs and other workers largely told to stay away. The Freedom of Information stats from the Met revealed 17 drug crimes in total in Parliament. I'm amazed that was all. While 36 assaults. Oh, we've not had like a mass parliament brawl like they do in Ukraine or in Africa or in the Philippines and stuff like that. I'm waiting for it. I want it to happen. Just seeing Bojo just like, yeah, I did boxing in Eton, blah 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 blah. That's fucking John Prescott. John Prescott would be the last man standing. He'd be winner chicken dinner. While 36 assaults were recorded, with the vast majority against officers at the gate. So that makes sense. There were 25 thefts, not including 7 cases of shoplifting from the gift shop, plus 52 threatening letters to MPs and lords or their staffers. There are more than 3,000 pass holders with access to the Palace of Westminster in central London, though many were not present during that year. A source told The Sun, "What is shocking is how much crime was committed, given hardly anyone was there." Yeah, I know, there's barely anyone in Parliament, just a bunch of rich cunts, but there seems to be a lot of crime. I'm just saying, despite making up 0.5% of the population, despite making up 1% of the population, the 1%ers seem to commit the vast majority of all crime, especially crimes against humanity. It's funny that, isn't it? That's a new one. That's one that I unironically mean. A Parliament spokesperson said that the safety and security of members, their staff, and the parliamentary community are an absolute priority. We work closely with the police to ensure members and staff are safe and are able to perform their duties. The Sun revealed last month a probe had been launched after a letter sent from Parliament to a prison inmate sparked a Class A drugs probe when it was found to contain traces of ecstasy. Sent from Parliament to prison. Interesting. Also, who takes fucking ecstasy in? Who's out here taking ecstasy in 2021, man? Right, is that the end of the article, right? Two drug dealers caught in Parliament, and I guarantee what happened was there was one MP in there who was just going like, I don't know who those gentlemen are. I have no idea. It's like, Michael, it's me, your dealer. I've never met you before in my life. So I've got. I've got those 60 microdots you wanted. Who is this man? Remove him. Seize him. Get him out of here. Please help me. No. It's like one thing I can absolutely assure you, despite the fact that they constantly make it illegal, your MP does drugs. Your MP does a lot of fucking drugs, and they all do. They all do drugs, right? Because we've known for a while, that they are on a different level of law from us, as in there's so many things that they are allowed to do, but we the plebs, have to obey every single rule that they said. I mean, you can see it with like the COVID lockdowns and COVID regulations, like the people at the top get to break and flaunt those rules all the time and go to big, fancy, maskless dinners where they're all sitting shoulder to shoulder and having their parties and having whoever the hell they want over for dinners and parties and all this type of shit. Whereas us, the simple little plebs, we will get a knock at the door from the police if we dare to do anything like that. And it's the exact same story with drugs. Your MP does drugs, right? I'm not surprised by it. One of the things that really pissed me off was when newspapers were like, we've got a picture of Jeremy Corbyn's son smoking a joint. Like, who fucking gives a shit? Right, see, it's Jeremy Corbyn's son, right? Of course he fucking smokes weed. See if they came out and went, Jeremy Corbyn's son does not smoke weed. That's when I would say horseshit. Horseshit, he doesn't smoke weed, right? But people were trying to act like it was a big deal, right? It's not, right? See if it came out that a politician caught in toilets doing cocaine. He's a politician, of course he was. Of course he was caught doing cocaine. He is a fucking politician that lives in London where cocaine is absolutely fucking rife, especially among the upper classes, right? I just don't feel it should be stigmatized. I just think it should be honest about it. Like, everybody fucking knows it. All of yous fucking do it. Just come out and say, yeah, I like to, but before I go out and pass these brutal laws, I like to get all hopped up on the Peruvian marching powder, right? It's fine. We know you do it, right? I don't have a problem with people taking drugs. Your body, your choice, right? But just at least be honest about it and also let the rest of us do it too. And stop filling prisons with people for doing the exact same shit that you yourself do at your little parties. Be fair. Be fair with the law, right? If you're allowed to do it, we should be allowed to do it. And that goes for drugs, that goes for COVID lockdowns, that goes for prostitutes. That goes for many other things, right? All we're asking is for you, to be fair. Just be fair. Apply the law equally, or better yet, completely remove the law.